Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today MapLight Therapeutics MPLT just filed a Form 8K reporting top-line results from a Phase 2 study, and I'm seeing a key development that investors need to understand. Quick note, this is not financial advice, just my take on public filings for educational purposes. This report details early trial results for a significant drug candidate, and we're going to break down what it means for the company's future. Alright, so MapLight Therapeutics, a company focused on healthcare and biotechnology, has filed this current report on Form 8K. This is typically used to announce major events that shareholders should know about right away. The earliest event reported here is the 22nd of June 2026. This filing is from MapLight Therapeutics, Incorporated, a company that develops treatments, and it is incorporated in Delaware. They've got ticker symbol M.P.L.T on the NASDAQ Global Select Market. They are checking the box to indicate they are an emerging growth company. This means they can take advantage of certain relaxed regulatory and reporting requirements for public companies. It also means they might not be using the extended transition period for new or updated financial accounting standards, which could mean they adopt new rules faster than some other companies. Now, the main event in this filing is under item 7.01, which deals with Regulation FD disclosure. This rule is all about ensuring that material information is disclosed to all investors at the same time, preventing selective disclosure. On the 22nd of June, MapLight Therapeutics announced that they are holding a conference call to discuss the top-line results from their Phase 2 study called IRIS. This study is investigating a drug candidate identified as ML-004 for autism spectrum disorder. Top-line results are essentially the main findings from the study. The immediate outcomes. This is a big deal because it is the first concrete look at how this drug is performing in a human trial. Importantly, they are also furnishing a copy of the presentation that will be used during this conference call as an exhibit to this report. This means investors can get an early look at the slides and the data MapLight will be sharing. Think of it as getting the slides before the movie even starts. They are essentially giving us the raw materials to see what the company is saying about its own results. There is a bit of legal fine print here. They are stating that the information provided under this item and the accompanying presentation are considered furnished rather than filed. This means they are not subject to the same legal liabilities under certain sections of the Securities Exchange Act as if they were formally filed. It also means this information isn't automatically incorporated into their other filings unless they specifically say so. This is common practice to allow companies to share preliminary information without immediately triggering extensive regulatory scrutiny tied to formal filings. Next up is item 8.01, which covers other events. This is where companies can report any other material event they deem important enough to disclose to investors that doesn't fit neatly into the other categories. Here, MapLight Therapeutics is reporting that on the same day, the 22nd of June 2026, they issued a press release to announce these IRIS trial results. Press releases are a standard way for companies to get news out to the public, and this one specifically details the outcomes of their drug study. And just like the presentation, the press release is also being filed as an exhibit, specifically Exhibit 99.2. They are incorporating it by reference, meaning it is considered part of this official report. So we have both the presentation and the press release containing the study results, giving us two key documents to analyze the trial's success or failure. Now let's look at the exhibits. These are the supplementary documents that back up the report. Exhibit 99.1 is the company presentation dated the 22nd of June 2026. This is where we'll likely find the charts, graphs, and key takeaways from the IRIS trial. Exhibit 99.2 is the press release, also dated the 22nd of June 2026. This will offer a more narrative summary of the trial results, likely highlighting the most positive aspects. And finally, Exhibit 104 is the cover page interactive data file. This is an XBRL filing, which is basically a standardized electronic format for financial information that makes it easier for computers to read and analyze. Think of it as a structured data dump for the report's cover page. Looking at the external context, MapLight Therapeutics M.P.L.T has a market cap of about $1.3 billion. They recently had a headline about a strong adolescent irritability signal in this very IRIS trial, which sounds promising. However, there is also a headline from Benzinga saying the autism drug shows mixed potential in adolescents. This immediately tells me the results might not be a clear-cut win. We need to dig into these exhibits to see which narrative is closer to the truth. Given that they are holding a conference call and providing a presentation, it suggests the company believes they have something significant to share, even if it is not perfect. The fact that this is a Phase 2 study is important. Phase 2 trials are designed to assess how well a drug works and to continue safety monitoring. If the results are positive, it means the drug has shown some effectiveness and can move on to Phase 3, which is a much larger and more rigorous study. If the results are mixed or negative, it could mean the drug won't proceed further, which would be a major setback for the company. Given the mixed signals from the news headlines, the real story lies within exhibits 99.1 and 99.2. We are waiting to see the actual data. Are the positive signals strong enough to outweigh the concerns? Did the drug show a statistically significant improvement in key symptoms? What were the side effects? These are the questions that will be answered in the presentation and the press release. For a company like MapLight Therapeutics, which is in the biotechnology sector and has a market cap of over $1 billion, the success of individual drug candidates is critical. A positive outcome here could drive significant investor interest and stock price appreciation. Conversely, disappointing results could lead to a sharp decline. What I am actually looking for is a clear demonstration of efficacy and safety that justifies moving forward. The mention of mixed potential is a red flag that needs careful examination of the data. If the positive signals are strong and the negative ones manageable, it is a good sign. If the negatives are substantial, it could be a long road ahead for MPLT. Oh, and the research tools I actually use are linked in the description. They help keep this channel going. That is my take. Stay decoded, like, comment, subscribe, and join our Discord for more.